Thank you for kneeling during the Pledge of Allegiance. Now for today's class, we're going to take inspiration from our great leaders and learn how to become a hypocrite. But I warn you, without enough indoctrination and examples of degenerates brilliantly portraying hypocrisy, you're at risk. At risk of what? At risk of letting your innate human nature lead you to a life of integrity. If that happens, you only have two options for jobs when you get older. You'll either be a domestic terrorist who loves this country, or you'll be a racist, but probably both. But because I love kids, I want a better future for you than that. But if you're not a hypocrite, why would those be the only two options? No more hateful questions. Ugh, I wish you were aborted. So the first step to being a hypocrite is to stand for nothing. This requires you to have no moral code and no sense of purpose when it comes to contributing to the betterment of your community. Step number 2 to being a hypocrite: speak the language of moral superiority. That way, because you'll have no morals, it's easier for you to morph into a sounding box of saying whatever will make people think you're a more caring, better person than they are. The third and final step to being a hypocrite is never let your actions match your words. Now let's put all this into a practical example. Just imagine you're a hysterical person who says, "We should encourage and welcome all illegal immigrants to flood across our open border into this country." Now here's the question. When should you stand by this statement with your actions? A, at all times. B, never. Or C, at all times unless they're sent to my community, then we don't want those illegal non-whites here. Timmy? I don't know. At all times? Timmy, you worthless clump of cells, are you even paying attention? Not really. I think I'm still in a trauma response from yesterday when you were talking about your body and sexuality for half the day. We'll be talking more about that this afternoon. And thank you for listening so carefully yesterday. You wouldn't be traumatized unless you were paying attention. Johnny, is it C, at all times unless they're sent to my community, then we don't want those illegal non-whites here? That is the correct way to think. And your prize for being right, you get to keep these. Go ahead, take a sniff. Nobody has to know, it'll be our little secret. Go ahead. That feels so good. Now let's double down on being a hypocrite. We'll use a recent case study. On Martha's Vineyard, they have a sign that says, "We stand with migrants." Now those are great words to say, but then they recently had the tragic crisis of immigrants actually showing up on their island. Now as true law-abiding hypocrites, what do you think they did in response? Yes, Sarah?
Panicked and then sent them somewhere else so they don't have to be inconvenienced?
You, them, theirs are getting it. I think you're ready for an advanced lesson in hypocrisy. So, as you know, words have meaning. But as hypocrites, we have to face the adversity of redefining those words so they're a little bit more, shall we say, malleable. For instance, the word inclusive has a dictionary definition of including everyone, but the word has a hypocritical definition of rejecting anyone who thinks differently than you. Sarah, are you okay?
My chest is really hurting.
From what?
I think it's from the double mastectomy you encouraged me to get. I feel like I've been mutilated.
Enhanced. Enhanced is the correct thing to say. By the way, you're welcome. Okay, class. Let's really put your hypocrisy skills to the test. As you know, we're currently under a climate emergency that will have this very classroom underwater probably by the end of the week, unless we can relegate our country to third world status. Who has the authority to, shall we say, condescendingly talk down to people about climate change? People who are making an earnest effort to reduce their carbon emissions? That's absurd. You know what? That's the last straw with you. Go to the principal's office and get aborted. The correct answer is people who fly on private jets. That way they can arrive so they can shamingly lecture the little people about their use of fossil fuels. What was that? It was Sarah's head bouncing off the floor. Looks like she passed out. She'll be okay. Now, it sounds easy to be a hypocrite, but it's not. There's one thing that can absolutely ruin your pursuit of being a hypocrite, and it's having principles. Principles are what a person stands for. And it's been said that if you stand for nothing, you'll fall for anything. But if you stand for something, then you'll fall for nothing. Principled people hatefully stand by their principles no matter what, even when standing by them means that same principle is supporting something on the other side. And even worse, the actions of principled people always stay in alignment with the words they say. That can be a lot of effort, and it's basically the opposite of being a hypocrite. Gross. So when it comes to principles, just say no. Any questions? Johnny. As a teacher, do you have any principles? Ew, no, of course not. Timmy? I think Sarah's dead. Good. No more carbon emissions from her. As I strive to be a hypocrite like you, I notice my heart feels heavy when I think about racism. You're white, so you are racist. So would it be good to use racist tactics to help end racism? Bingo. Now you're getting it. Yeah, I don't know. Just ask Pelosi which of these she's buying and selling right now. It's not rocket science. Hey there, my freedom-loving friend. I want to let you know I've got all new freedom-inspired Halloween designs available in my shop now. And if you want to get them in time to wear for the Halloween season, scariest designs on the market, as well as some designs that are too hot to show you here on social media, you want to order them right away. So with that said, they're only available at awakenwithjp.com. Enjoy. Hey, I want to thank the sponsor of today's video, Bond Charge, specifically Bond Charge's Blackout Sleep Mask. Now, before I tell you about that, I want to tell you about my wife. She puts an unnecessary amount of pillows on the bed that we don't even use. Where I come from, you put pillows on the bed that are comfortable that you will use. Now, I love my wife. I'm not saying I don't. I just don't love the pillow propaganda that's infiltrated her mind. Thank you for hearing me. I feel so much better. Now I want to tell you about Bond Charge's Blackout Sleep Mask. If you're someone who loves to have poor energy and feel like garbage, you know that one of the things you need to do is get poor sleep. And one of the ways you get poor sleep is to ensure there's light infiltrating your eyes while you're sleeping. And the fully adjustable, customizable Blackout Sleep Mask helps you do just that. Eliminate all light because it's got a total darkness guarantee, so you can get optimum sleep, so you can wake up the next day with great energy and feeling amazing. It's kind of like wearing condoms for your eyes so you don't get diseases of light or something. Getting great sleep doesn't have to be a complex equation or something that you just leave up to chance. You can help take control of your sleep by using the Blackout Sleep Mask by Bond Charge. If you want to optimize your sleep so you can ultimately optimize how you feel and function, then go to bondcharge.com/JP to get your Blackout Sleep Mask and check out their full suite of other products there while you're at it. And be sure to use the discount code JP to get 15% off.